What's good, y'all? Crosswalk episode 16. I started off not on mute this time, so so we good. We starting good. Man, how's the week been for you?
Man, it's been good. Was worried we wouldn't get to crosswalk this week, but we figured it out, making it happen. And this live stream is always a treat.
Yeah, man, it definitely is. So we had a very, very interesting and exciting sports weekend, I would say. We got the UFC, we got boxing, we had NFL, we had college football. It was a lot, man. It was a lot. And so I guess my first question for you is how did you take in all of it? Like what kind of stood out as the biggest thing of the weekend for you with all of that stuff going on?
I think the first off, the UFC card was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Really, really good card. And then for me, I actually got a chance to chop it up with some of my homies I grew up with that I actually haven't seen in like a few years, and they had a little watch party for Canelo Crawford. So got a
Mhm.
chance to chop it up with them, watch the fight, had a great time with them as well, and obviously all the college football, man. It just was like that's a perfect Saturday for me, in my opinion. But I thoroughly enjoyed all of it. What about you?
Um Man, it's hard to pick, but I actually would say the Diego Lopez versus John Silva fight because
Mm-hmm.
it's close, because obviously the Cowboys did what they did too, and I mean that was an exciting game. I don't care where you fall on it. That game was exciting. It is exciting for all the wrong reasons, but it was exciting though. So, um, but between that and Bud doing this thing, like the reason that Lopez and Silva stands out is because there was a finish, and it was not the expected finish, not the way that
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to go. As far as like the finish, the fight
Mm-hmm.
actually went exactly how I thought it was going to go. It's just it finished very differently what I
Mm-hmm.
thought. Yeah,
And then on top of it, like it was looking like Gene Silva was about to finish Diego Lopez. You know what
bro.
I mean?
I'm saying, dude. I'm saying, and we're going to get into that too. Cause well, actually, we might as well get into it now. So in our chat, Osterberry's, he brought up how I'm trying to remember how he said it. I think it's like we fell for the hype
Mm-hmm.
type of thing. And to me, I was like, I don't think we fell for the hype. And honestly, this fight did not play out a lot differently than what I thought was going to happen. But like, how did you see it?
So going in, like I pretty much expected if Diego Lopez got on top or there was like some grappling sequences, I figured he would be the much better grappler. And we saw that in round one. Like he was clearly the better grappler, controlled Gene Silva, and just beat him up with some vicious ground and pound. And Gene Silva managed to survive. But then when he got back on the feet, you just see like that technical skill on the feet is definitely there. The front kicks to the chin, man. First off, Diego Lopez has a phenomenal chin. He ate
Dude,
some massive shots.
he did.
And but ultimately I think Gene Silva got a little bit comfortable, got a little bit ahead of himself and just got reckless and then got caught.
Hmm. Yeah, like the way that things went as far as the striking was concerned, that's exactly what I thought was going to happen. What I underestimated was just his chin. Like I just
Mm-hmm.
didn't think that he would be able to take all of those shots like that, and
Mm-hmm.
he did. Like like it was. I mean, the way that he spoke after, with the post fight interview and the post fight press conference, it was like as if nothing happened. Like he just had
Mm-hmm.
hard sparring. I was like, man, this dude is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we can get into it now. Actually, I was going to save it for later, but we can get into it now. Let's see this one. Let me move this comment out the way real quick. Um, how do the fighting nerds bounce back? Where do they go from here? Because obviously, it's been well documented that all three of them lost, but how do they get back to that upward trajectory that they were on?
So, I don't think all is lost. It's a very tough sport. But if we look at it, Cal Barallo, he's still gonna be in the top five or near the top five at middleweight. So he's not going anywhere. Gene Silva for that fight, yes, he lost, but as we all saw, the guy's super entertaining. He's not going anywhere. Like they're gonna keep putting him in there against fun, stylistic fighters. So I don't think Gene Silva's going anywhere. Mauricio Rufi, which is the one I was the highest on, I think he's the one we really need to worry about just because we saw such a hole in the grappling and him just get taken advantage of. But then on the flip side, Gene Silva showed it as well. So it could be him. You never really know. But I think they can definitely bounce back. Carlos Prates, bounce back from his loss. So I think that's really what it's going to take. Like those guys get back in there, they start getting some more wins, and next thing you know, we're going to be talking about the fight nerds all over again.
That's true. I mean, I think that Barajo is the one that can probably bounce back into the title picture the quickest. Jean Silva, he's probably still only 2 fights away, be honest. Because of his style, because of just the way that he carries himself going into fights and things like that. But yeah, Hoofy is that's a really big hole. Like that's a really big hole. Like for Silva, we saw what he did against Bryce Mitchell, in the grappling department to where he could kind of turn things around, which is something that we talked about before. But like now, when it comes to Hoofy, like I didn't see any turning around of anything. Like it looked one-way traffic against somebody that people have kind of been down on in Benoit Saint-Denis. So that's a tough situation. But who does Hoofy fight?
Let me pull up these rankings real quick. And I can definitely, all right. So lightweight. So Hoofy's at 15. BSD's at 13. So unfortunately, you got to fight an unranked guy. Just, it is what it is. You got to defend that spot now. He was trying to fight up, lost, and now he's gonna have to fight a up and comer. Somebody at lightweight that's not ranked. That's kind of dangerous. I had a name, but I don't think he's fighting anymore at lightweight because I was thinking we could do Joel Alvarez, but I don't. Yeah, I know that's a crazy one, but I don't know if he's staying at lightweight.
I know he doesn't want to go to. He doesn't want to stay at lightweight. I know that's something that he wants to do is go to welterweight, but they were trying to keep him at lightweight. But that's a crazy fight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What about you?
Ooh, well, didn't Daniel Zellhuber just lose?
Yeah.
So what if they do Daniel Zellhuber?
I think that'll be a good fight. I actually think that's a better matchup for Hoofy.
It is.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good one. I think it's winnable on both sides, and it's going to be exciting regardless.
Oh, I just got another name for Hoofy. The Argentinian guy that fought Zellhuber.
Prado?
No, not Prado. It's the Argentinian guy that fought at Noche. Was it Zellhuber at Noche at 306? Ribovic. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Ribovic. I think that would be a lot of fun because Ribovic gonna march forward and it's gonna be on the feet, and I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that would be a crazy fight. As far as Jean Silva, I can't remember where he's ranked in the rankings now. I know he was at 11 before. Should he fight in and around that same area, considering he fought all the way to the top, in fighting Lopez, or should he fight back?
I think they can still give him somebody around his range. I don't think, especially with how crazy that fight was, and I mean he had a chance to win the fight. I definitely think they could give him somewhere because I mean he's at 10. I think a good. I actually wouldn't mind him versus Patricio Pitbull. Pitbull is at 11.
Ooh,
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all.
yeah, I kind of like that. I mean, if you want to see Pitbull get knocked out, there it is. Because I have a feeling. But
Mm-hmm.
then again, I thought that he was going to knock out Lopez too. So he almost did. He almost did. Vincent gave a good one, possibly
For Hoofy.
for Hoofy, Terrence McKinney. That fight's going to end.
Yeah, early. That one's
Yeah.
not making it out of the first.
Yeah, I don't think it'll make it out the first. I
Mm-hmm.
really don't. Here's another one that he put. He said, Dana, in my opinion, is going to still push the Fighting Nerds name forward. We might still see another opportunity for them to climb a faster ladder to the top. I don't disagree.
Mm-hmm.
I don't disagree at all.
Yeah.
All right. So we dug into that earlier than I was thinking, but we can go to this one though. Back to the NFL. So the Chiefs are 0-2. They lost to the Eagles this past week in a Super Bowl rematch. So my question simply is, are the Chiefs that bad?
All right. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Like they still got Patrick Mahomes.
Mhm.
The Chiefs are not bad. But what we got to realize is, like when you're at the top for so long, like those pieces start to lose a few pieces here and there. Guys get a little older. You got to deal with some injuries. And then on top of it, like there's just more film out there on what you and what your team likes to do. And the Eagles just game plan around them not too long ago. So I think they'll be fine. The AFC West, I think the Chiefs will be fine. Like I think it's a long season. We can't just write somebody off at 0-2. But I do think week 3, they have to get a win.
Yeah, I agree. I think when I'm thinking about the Chiefs, like, and part of it is I agree that when teams are doing well, they start to lose pieces.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Chiefs they haven't really drafted very well, and when you lose pieces and you don't really draft well, you're putting a lot on that one guy. And I, like Vince's, I don't think it's a panic,
Mm-hmm.
but it is a realization that
Mm-hmm.
you're where maybe 2 years ago when the defense was really doing what they were supposed to do. It was more of a 50-50 thing, but like now it feels more like a 70 Patrick show do some magic situation. 70% Patrick Magic and 30% the rest of the team do what they're supposed to do. I mean,
Yeah.
especially considering the fact that Travis Kelsey I mean, he's declining. Xavier Worthy was out. Rashay Rice is suspended. I mean, where are the weapons? Like, what is he going to do? He can't throw it to
Mm-hmm.
himself. Like, it's just a bad combination of situations. And not to mention that offensive line is not where it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's not a panic, but to me, it is a realization that they may not be the division winners. They may be sliding back to wild card.
I mean, yeah, I can see that. But on the flip side, when you have a veteran team like that, it doesn't matter how you get in the playoffs. When you're on older teams like that have been in the playoffs perennially, won the Super Bowl, been to the Super Bowl, you don't care how you get into the playoffs. You just want to get to the playoffs because what everybody realizes once the playoffs start, everything is washed away. It's a completely new ball game. It's a completely different game. And you just gotta make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I I'm not saying that it's a red alert, but I'm a little concerned.
Yeah,
I'm a
that's
little
fair. I
concerned.
think that's very fair. That's very
Yeah.
fair.
Let's see what Vincent said. He said the Chiefs do this a lot. They start slow, then they really turn it up towards the end of the season, like most teams. But Chiefs get dangerous late in the seasons or in the game in the season, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
very true. And I think that
That's
they
how it
will be
is.
better once they get healthier. That's a big part for them is they got to get healthy
Mm-hmm.
because they can't keep going, and specifically in the offensive line, or else they're going to be dealing with small nagging injuries for Patrick Mahomes going
Yeah.
into those later periods, and you can't have that.
And I also think they got to figure out a way to get some more chunk plays. Like you can't just nickel and dime your way down the field all season. You got to find some ways to get some easy, quick points, you know?
Very true. Very true. I meant to check this beforehand was to see how they have that stat where the the distance of the air or the ball traveling through the air for
Mm-hmm.
completion.
Mm-hmm.
And I know last year it was one of the lowest of Patrick, if not the lowest of Patrick Mahomes' career. It might be lower than that right now
Yeah.
because he has to throw it short because can't get no separation. Which I can't remember who brought it up last time. I don't know if it was Vincent or Grimy or who it was, but trading for Tyreek Hill, like it's honestly not a bad idea. It's
Yeah.
really not.
Worthy Worthy just hasn't been the type of deep threat that Tyreek Hill was for them.
Hmm. Yeah, but I do think that when Rasheed Rice and Worthy are out there together, things will be a lot different. A
Mm-hmm.
lot different.
Yeah.
Let me see. What was the last thing that Vincent said? He said Pacheco doesn't seem like he's involved as much as he's used to. That's true. That's true. I think that Pacheco he needs to be further down the pecking order as far as touches and attention to be successful. Um, it's just you can't count on him to be the leader in touches and be super successful. It's just it doesn't work that way with Pacheco. I don't
And
think.
I honestly think with his running style, I don't want to get him touches early in the year because he runs so violent and so
That's true.
physical that I want him around later in the year when everybody else starting to get beat up. People are starting to get a little fatigued, and now you got this physical back, and it definitely helps him out. And I honestly think that's a little bit by design, Vincent.
Hmm. That's true. That is true. Let's see. Let me get into this other topic here since we're still on football. Now, you've watched more actual games than I have. I watched quite a few though. Um, so who is the best college football player that you've seen with your own eyes? Not, I mean, obviously through TV, but the best player that you've seen in a game this year.
So I feel like there's two ways to answer this point that would answer this question rather. So the best player, I mean, obviously are going to be the guys that are drafted high, but I think the guy that's been the most influential, had the biggest impact on their team, especially like with how the team looked the previous year to them now being ranked undefeated, hosting another big game this Saturday. I think for me, really like the most impressive guy so far. I mean, no, the season's very early, but John Mateer, the quarterback at Oklahoma, this dude has completely turned around Oklahoma. They got another monster matchup this weekend. They beat Michigan, and now they're welcoming Auburn in this weekend. Another monster game. Um, Outside of him, another one I think Carson Beck. I think his Miami looks like they are for real this year. They're playing a little bit more defense this year. And they got that physical presence at the line of scrimmage with Mario Cristobal being a former offensive lineman, offensive line coach. I think that's going to be I think Miami is going to be for real this year, and I think they looking to make a run. They got a big rivalry matchup this weekend. They got Florida.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's true. Um, so when I was thinking about this question initially, I was like, okay, we've talked about Mateer, and I was like, but maybe he'll pick somebody different. We'll see. But Mateer was mine too.
Yeah,
He
for
just
real, bro.
he just makes that team completely different. I mean, and
Mhm.
obviously it's Oklahoma. They always have top tier recruiting classes, and so he's got weapons and things like that. So him being a transfer that comes on and makes an immediate impact like that, vaulting into the Heisman race like that, like that's big. And also Carson Beck. I mean, he's a veteran college football player. You don't see
Mhm.
those often
Mhm.
at that level of being successful. And he's a professional college football player.
Mhm.
Um, and like you said, they are for real. Another player that stood out stands out to me is actually on the team that's been struggling, but a player that I saw and I was like, "Who is that?" Is Caleb Banks from Florida,
Mhm.
the defensive tackle. Like they're not having fantastic games, but the way that he plays in the trenches, like dude, like for me, he should be starting to move up the draft board. Like that
Mhm.
dude looks like a big problem. I mean, we'll see how things go this coming week once he starts to play some of these, more and more and more influential games. But
Mhm.
that dude is definitely a problem.
And bro, with that schedule,
Yeah.
he is gonna get all kind of tape going up against some big time competition. Cause I mean that Florida show, like I said, they got Miami this weekend, they got Texas coming up, they got Georgia coming up, they got Tennessee coming up, Texas A&M coming up, Florida State. Like that schedule is unreal.
And he may be out because I know he had a procedure done, so he may be out a couple of games. I wonder how fast he gets back because when he's in, it changes their defense completely.
Mm, yeah.
So he definitely stood out to me. As far as like running backs, to me, from what I've seen, I haven't seen, last year by now, Ashton Genty had already started to stand out.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
this year,
Nobody.
I know we got Jeremiah Love out there that's supposed to be, top tier, but
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen anything that just is like, wow, look at this running
Mm-hmm.
back.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't
Yeah,
know what's out there.
I haven't seen any running backs that really have just popped so far. But like I said, it's still early. I mean, Jeremiah Smith at Ohio State, he hadn't really had that monster game either.
Yeah,
For me, really, I think the what's been still in the spotlight so far has just been the quarterback play. Like guys we were expecting to play well haven't lived up to it, and then guys that we weren't really talking about that have like exceeded expectations. And I think really the focus on the quarterback spot has been the big thing for me early in the season.
that's true. Dante Moore is another one.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon. Now
Mm-hmm.
they played, nothing but cans so
Mm-hmm.
far, but he's still been showing out. You can only play who's on the schedule, so he's definitely been showing out. Obviously, the schedule's going to get tougher, so we'll really see how things shake out for him. But he's looked really good as well.
Yeah,
But yeah, like you said, it's quarterbacks.
I think they got a real big one next week. Let me verify this before I say it, but I think they got a monster matchup next week. They play Oregon, they play Penn State next week on the
Oh,
road. Yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah.
that's
That'll be a road game. So they got a big one next week.
that's huge. What's up, Grammy?
Grimy, what's up? What's up? You boys, Michigan got a big game this weekend. Grimy, they got Nebraska, who's
Yeah,
3-0. Mm-hmm.
Nebraska looks pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to be a pushover on this one. Let's see. Let's go to. Oh, we've already gone through them. So okay, all right. So let's do this thing. All right. So we're gonna play a little game. See how this goes. So we're gonna go. Yeah, no. So I'm gonna throw out some topics, and you're just simply gonna say yeah, no, and let me know why you think what you think. So the first one. Oh, here we go. This is goes back to what we were talking about the Chiefs. So Yeah or no? The Chiefs won't win their division this year.
Um, I'm gonna say yeah, because I mean they're 2 games behind. I mean, I know they just lost to the Chargers, but I'm not betting against them until I actually have seen it. Like they've done it entirely too many times, and until further notice, they are the team in the division for me.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna say they're gonna win their division. As much as and it's not so much as for them being great, it's because I don't trust the other teams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I thought that going into the season that Denver's offense would look better than it has. Not that they're terrible, but I thought that they would look a little bit better. So I have definite questions about them. And then um the Chargers, they've looked good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust them.
Exactly.
I don't trust
Exactly.
them.
Exactly. The one thing about the Chargers I will give them though is like I think they are gonna win just because I believe Jim Harbaugh like is one of those coaches wherever he is, he's going to win.
Yeah, that's true.
But the QB for me, like I still got to see him do it when it matters before I really like buy in.
Yeah. Grimy. Said Travis Kelsey's going to retire after the season and model capri pants and do movies. He might, man. He
Yeah.
probably made more money doing it too. You you're gonna have some capri pants on in your cart. Grimy. Um, but yeah, I do. If only by default, I think that the Chiefs will win just because in kind of a attrition, a war of attrition. I think that
Mm-hmm.
the other teams are just gonna find a way to fall apart, even though they probably should win the division. All right, here's another one. Yeah or no? Diego Lopez will fight for a title before Patty Pimblett.
That's a tricky one because I honestly think they're both one fight away. Really, I think Diego Lopez could fight somebody, get another win, and then he's right back in a title fight. And I think Patty gets a win and he can be in a title fight. So I'm a mm, if I got to go one way or the other, I'm gonna say Diego Lopez gets the title fight before Patty.
Hmm. This one's tough, man, because it comes down to well, one, I do think that they're one fight away, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the fight that they make. So
Mm-hmm.
when I say one fight away, I mean one fight for the champion that they would be facing away. So I don't think that Ilya is going to fight Patty next. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's going to be somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be Justin or Armin.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that Volk is going to fight Diego next. It's either going to be Lerone Murphy or Mavzar Evloev.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just a matter of who gets in there first, who gets that fight out of the way. It's all about timing.
Yep.
And I think that Volkanovski is more active, even at this advanced age. He's more active than Ilya. So I think that Diego gets a shot because of Volk, and Patty doesn't get a shot because Ilya is not as active.
So that makes me think about something. So we still have one pay-per-view left. Who do you think headlines the December pay-per-view?
Mm. Oh man, December. I know it's not going to be Ilya.
Yep. That
Um,
and that's what made me think about. I was like, yeah, they're gonna wait and hold off on Ilya till the new
yeah,
agreement or the new TV deal.
yeah, for sure. Um, let's see. Process of elimination. Okay, who doesn't have a fight already booked? Um,
Pantoja,
Pan-
Volk,
Yeah.
Ilya, 170, Hamzat, and that's it. For the men's side. The women's side, Nunes, Kayla Harrison.
So I think we may see Kayla fight somebody else. Um, she's not going to fight Amanda this year. It won't be until next year. And obviously, that's assuming, and most likely, she'll have the title no matter who she fights. It could be the combination of Pantoja against whomever, and Kayla against whomever.
And
Two
you think
title fights.
Pantoja would headline?
No, I think. Well, I guess he would have to. I guess he's headlined before. He's headlined before, but it's the twofer. Like that's why it has to be 2 title fights on it. You got to have both of them. That's the only way that he can be the headliner.
Man, I honestly think they might. I think they might do Volk in December against Murphy
Maybe.
or Mavsar.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
Because I mean, because the Volk title fight was when against Diego. That was a little while ago. So I know Volk probably ready to fight. The Ron Murphy just won first round KO, so that fight can get made and can happen.
That's true. Volk will probably want to get active before the end of the year. That might be the one. Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, Pantoja against Van. You're right, Grammy.
It's gonna happen, but it hasn't been made though.
Yeah. So is Pantoja versus Van, is that a bigger, like, as far as like eyeballs and attention, do you think that's bigger than the fights that he's had?
Pantoja?
Same. Pantoja against Van. Not because of Pantoja, because of Van and because of Van's story.
I don't think it's a bigger fight than the Moreno fight, just because Moreno's more well known than Van is. The hardcore fans are probably looking forward to it because of the storyline, how active Van's been, how young he is.
Yeah.
But even still, like, there's way more people that know about Brandon Moreno than Joshua Van.
Yeah, he probably is the most popular champion, outside of Mighty Mouse that they've had. All right, let's go with a NFL question. Yeah, no, a QB will go number 1 overall in the 2026 NFL draft. So obviously, we've got some standout QBs so far, but no generational talents.
I want to say no, but GMs, man, like when it comes time, like they, for whatever reason, man, they just go lose their mind over quarterbacks. But I'm gonna lean towards no on this. What about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go no. And I agree that QBs are overvalued in the NFL draft because you get situations where you have subpar QBs going number 1 or number 2 overall. But I think in this coming up draft, there's so many defensive linemen that are and linebackers that are really, really like game changing. I think that we're going to get a defensive player on the line that's going to go number 1 overall. I think that's kind of how I go. Caleb Downs might be, a person that goes number 1 overall. Let's see what Grammy said. He said
Grammy talking about Nussmeier LSU, but Nussmeier hadn't done anything this year though. That's the thing, bro. All the quarterbacks coming in have not lived up. Nussmeier, the one at Clemson, Klubnik, he hadn't done anything. Arch Manning hadn't done anything, and he's draft eligible. Drew Aller hasn't really done anything, but they haven't played anybody yet. Like, none of the quarterbacks that everybody was expecting to come out and just have big years, nobody's really done anything yet. But yeah, Caleb Downs is legit. I don't know if a safety will go number 1, just because safety is just a tough position. Like, there's so much turnover at that position. Like it's just so rare to see a safety have that type of impact on a franchise for so long. Like you can only think of a handful of them ever. Like your Ed Reeds, Troy Polamalu's,
Mm-hmm.
but who else?
That might be the list, man. I mean,
Exactly.
there's other really good safeties, but
Yeah.
to be franchise impacting safeties for a requisite amount of time,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that somebody like Ryan Clark would probably say, "What about Sean Taylor?" It's like we don't know.
Exactly.
I mean, he was great for the time that he was
Hmm.
there, but he just wasn't around long enough. Obviously, not his fault, but
Hmm.
um, Ed and Troy are like the only ones.
Exactly. That's what I mean. And you got to think about it with number one overall. Like you are the face of the franchise for realistically a decade.
Yeah,
And that position, like there's just so much turnover at that position. Like that's a very tough spot. And think about it, we haven't seen it before. We haven't seen it before for a reason.
yeah, that's true. Very true. Very true. I don't know. I definitely think that, or I feel that right now, um, that the quarterback position in the NFL draft, I think that it's going to start to get not devalued, but it won't be valued as highly um, as it has been because of some of the struggles that you see some of these sophomore quarterbacks have.
Hmm.
Um, and I think that that's going to filter into how these people are chosen. Not to say that there's not going to be any first round quarterbacks, because there's definitely going to be some. But um, I just don't think that they're going to be in a rush to trade up or do all these things to pick a quarterback number one overall.
Let me ask you this: do you like any of the quarterbacks coming out this year more than any of the guys that went the first round last year?
Oh, let me see who all went in the first round last year.
Cam Ward. There's nobody in the draft I like more than Cam Ward.
Let's see. So Cam, Jackson Dart.
Grimy, you're talking about Nico and bro, they're 0-3. I want to say I think they're 0-3 and their coach just got fired. Like he might even enter the transfer portal and might even be leaving UCLA. So it's looking like he made a very bad decision in leaving Tennessee this year.
Yeah, yeah, definitely seems that way. Um, so Cam and I would. It's hard to if John Mateer, this version of John Mateer, um, was entering the draft, I would say that he would definitely get chosen in the first round, and it would be close for me to say I would have trouble picking either him or Jackson Dart. I would have trouble.
Okay, I know it's early, but I'm just curious to see how Mateer looks going through an entire season in the SEC.
Right.
He
Yeah.
hadn't done it. He hadn't done it yet.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see what happens when he gets out there for 10 games and he got like dudes on the other side of the ball. When he has that first road start at a legit venue in the SEC. Like we got some questions we got to answer first. Because I mean, Michigan lost a lot on that D line, Grimy. Like I'm pretty sure you would agree with me that Michigan D line this year is not what it was the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So, we're going to see. He got Auburn at home this weekend, but then he goes to Bama later in the year. He got LSU. Like, they got some monster matchups. Got Texas. So, we going to find out a lot about John Mateer.
We are. We are. I think, maybe Jackson Dart, I guess the grade that they had on him going into the draft, to me, that's the ceiling for John Mateer. I don't think that he's number one overall pick materials per se, but I definitely think that if he continues to play the way that he has, which is a big if, then I think that he's definitely first round talent. I also think that Um, the Miami quarter Carson Beck could go in the first
Mhm.
round.
Mhm.
His age might be a conversation, but I definitely think that he could possibly go in the first round. I don't think Arch or Lenore Sellers should come out at all. I
Yeah.
think they both should stay.
And
Um,
Sellers got that injury he's got to come back from.
yeah,
And
yeah,
they was like they was really worried about his injury. So hopefully, he can get back soon. But man, like Arch, from what I've seen with Arch, man, it looks like, because I mean I played quarterback in high school, so I understand what goes on with the position. For me, it looks like he'll be late getting to places with his eyes.
hmm
And instead of resetting his feet and turning his shoulders, because like this stuff is happening so fast, like it's got to be second nature. If you're thinking about it, you're already too late. And
yeah,
I think what's been happening and why his mechanics been breaking down so fast, because he doesn't have time to reset his feet, get his shoulders squared up to where he needs to be to deliver the ball accurately. And that's why you just see so many inaccurate balls that are a little late, because he won't be like pointed where he needs to be. And
hmm
as he's throwing, he's just trying to get it there with like his body English. And you just can't do it at this level.
yeah. That's true. Yeah,
And
and
what's going on, Hank?
yeah, it was good, Hank. Who's looked better, Arch or Underwood?
Underwood for sure,
Underwood
100%.
has looked better.
100%, Graham.
Hmm
Like, and just think, like they've started the same amount of games.
Yeah,
Bryce Underwood is what, 18 years old? Arch has been in college. What, this is third year in college now? Like, it's wild that Bryce Underwood looks like the more polished quarterback.
yeah, yeah. Yep, good to see you too, Hank. Um, okay, let's go with another one. Um, okay, Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gain will go the distance. Yeah or no?
So, in the group chat, we got a few guys from across the pond, and we know how they feel about Tom Aspinall.
Yeah,
And I really like, I personally, I'm gonna be honest, I would definitely be that guy that would relish and giving them a hard time if Surreal Gun just spoiled the party. But I just think his grappling is I don't think he would have been able to do enough in that time period to where Aspinall won't be able to get him on the ground and really just do whatever he wants to with him. But yeah, I don't think it goes the distance. I think Aspinall finishes inside the distance.
like early, or like does it get through a couple of rounds?
I don't think it goes past 2 rounds.
Yeah, it's hard to argue that based on
Yeah,
Tom's his record.
yeah. Look at what he did to Volkov, and Volkov like just held Gon down as long as he wanted to.
Yeah, yeah, in that fight that Volkov should have won.
Exactly.
He should have won that fight.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know what's funny too about that is how people hold that against Cyril Gahn as if he's the one that made the choice, as
Yeah,
if
it's
he
not
picked
his
himself.
fault. Mm-hmm.
And you could see on his face that he was surprised too.
Yeah.
Shoot.
That's a tough spot to be in. Like you're happy you won, but you know deep down that like you got beat.
Yeah, that's true. Um, man, I think I don't think there's a way that this goes the distance. I don't
Yeah.
think there's any way. Now, I hope that it does. I hope the Cyril Gahn figures it out.
Bro, if this
Um,
fight goes a distance, Gon's winning. If this goes a
yeah.
distance.
If it goes the distance, dude, like then we get to see what Tom's gas tank is
Mm-hmm.
because we don't know. We have no idea.
Yep.
He's never had to
Yep.
use it.
Mm-hmm.
We have no idea. If Gon stuffs like the first, 3 or 4 takedowns, bruh.
Yeah. Yeah. McDane, Ola, Austin Brett, they gonna be nervous.
Yeah.
Nervous if Gon can just some kind of way can keep it on the feet.
I mean, and he's fought dangerous punches before,
Mhm.
big punches, and won.
Mhm.
So, and Tom Aspinall does get hit. So I think there's a possibility, but being realistic, I definitely think that Tom does get him out of there in less than 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to. I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't
Like
bet on
I could see Aspinall getting him down and then Gunn surprising everybody and getting back to his feet once, but then Aspinall gets him down again, and then at that point, like he drowns him.
it. Hank said he's a one punch man. Um,
One round, man.
mhm. Aspinall has main character energy. He does, man. He does. It's yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Um, and Grimy said hasn't God been acting? Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
mean, a lot too. In that
Yeah.
movie,
He's in a
he
couple.
is the main character in that movie.
Mhm.
Yeah. He said Tuivasa dropped him. He did. I mean, he made his heels click together when he hit him,
Yeah.
but he got up and he finished the fight.
Mhm. And that
So
was literally the only bright spot for Tuivasa in that entire fight, too.
yeah, it was. It really was. Yeah.
And then Lazy, I see you in the chat, Lazy. He said it ain't even gonna hit the floor. Tom KO within 2. I don't know about that because Gunn doesn't get done. Gunn, I mean, yeah, Tuivasa dropped him, but I don't know. I think the path of victory for Tom just gonna be just get him on the ground and finish him on the ground.
Yeah, I think that that's a smart thing to do. And Tom's a smart fighter. I don't see him playing with fire. Not to say that Cyril Gahn just, you know, is going in there and nuking people, but he's a heavyweight and he does
Mhm.
hit hard. He did knock out Tuivasa, so he can hit hard and he's
Yeah,
fast.
yeah,
But um,
and he did outstrike Francis Ngannou on the feet.
he did. He turned Francis into a D1 wrestler,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can't say the Francis don't got power.
Yeah,
He wasn't able to get him out of there. So I
outstruck
mean,
Volkov in the first fight.
hmm yeah. So I mean, I'm I'm hoping that he makes it interesting. All right. Boy, the chat's gonna be crazy if he does.
Yeah, if Gunn makes it out of the first round, I'm telling you, UK people are gonna be nervous if he gets out of the first round.
Mm-hmm. Let me address this question that Hank asked before we move. Do you think the Packers will win the NFC title this year?
Ooh, that's tough. I definitely think they'll be in the mix. Win it, man, that's tough. And then they're so young too. But I will say this: with Parsons getting traded, I would like to see it happen. Just because I think it would be, and I know you don't want to see this, Jax. I know you don't want to see it, but I'm just saying, like, for him to get traded in the spot he was in, for trying to get what he rightfully had earned, and then for them to win the NFC, I think it would be a good moment.
Um, honestly, I wouldn't have any problem with them winning it. Um, I don't. I think that there's a possibility, man. Because if only because the Eagles secondary has gotten worse,
Mm.
and Jordan Love has gotten better. His receivers now, who was it? Who got hurt? I can't remember who it is. One of his receivers got hurt, but if we get to the end of the year and his receiving core is relatively healthy, um, they might be a major problem. A major problem.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, they did lose a defensive tackle in Kenny Clark that would definitely help on those inside runs. Um, that being said, I think that if Green Bay plays the Eagles at the end of the year and it's cold and it's their type of element, bruh, they might be able to do it. They might be able
Did
to
you
do
say?
it.
Did you say if it's gonna be cold? brother. It is
Oh
gonna
no,
be
it's gonna be
cold.
cold. It's gonna be cold
It's gonna
wherever
be
they play,
cold out there, dog.
Green Bay or Philly. Yeah, it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold. But
Oh yeah,
I mean, I hope that's the way it shakes out. To be honest, there's no other teams that I'm Detroit. I'm There's still question marks for me on them. Even though they did what they did to Chicago, it's Chicago. You know,
yeah.
to me, the Packers and the Eagles are head and shoulders above the rest of the NFC.
Facts.
So that's the matchup that I want to see at the end of the year.
And
Oh,
appreciate that, lazy. I appreciate it, brother.
yeah, yeah. It's a good logo. It's a good logo.
It
Let's
was a
see. I got
pain in the ass to make though, but
let's see. I got one more. Um. All right. So obviously, Fluffy had to pull out of his fight versus the Ritter. Do you think that that's detrimental to his title hopes?
for sure, definitely. Now he's definitely behind RDR, especially if RDR beats Brendan Allen. If Brendan Allen goes in there and finishes RDR, he's gonna be behind. You're gonna be behind Brendan Allen as well, which is a tough spot to be in. But honestly, like for me, I really think in at middleweight, like whether it's RDR or Fluffy, I think that's the only chance I think that's the only chance the division has. I think Hamzat drowns everybody. And I think more so Fluffy has a chance than RDR.
Yeah. Because to me, and I agree that it takes his title shot chances take a big hit with him pulling
Mm-hmm.
out this fight because this was the perfect number one contender fight for him. Um, because he gets to take all of the shine from RDR, from beating, squeaked by Whitaker, but he put himself in a really good position with all the wins that he's gathered during this year. But um, I think Fluffy's gonna have to fight somebody that's definitely outside of the title picture. So it almost makes him fight a whole nother fight to get back in.
Calbarrio.
Yeah, it's not a bad fight. It's not a bad fight. Do you think that if he were to beat Cabarajo,
He gets a title fight.
yeah, or would he have to fight again?
I think he would have to fight again. Like, bro, when you pull out a fight, as we've seen with Armin Saruki, you don't get right back in there. Like, you're going to have to wait. Either you got to wait or you got to fight a couple more times.
Yeah, yeah, that sucks. I think you're right. I think he's going to have to fight twice. In
Mm-hmm.
random news, Armin Sarukian put Ben Henderson to sleep with an arm triangle at a BJJ tournament today. I did see that matchup was going to happen, and I'm not surprised. I don't know why Ben keeps on trotting out there, but yeah, Armin Sarukian is very good on the ground, and him training, with Hamzat when Hamzat was getting ready, that's only going to make him even better.
Yep.
And it only makes me more interested in seeing him against Ilya Taporia.
Yeah. I think that's the most dangerous fight for Ilya.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Cool. All right. So that was my last one. Before we get out of here, is there anything that you want to plug or bring up for our people up in here?
So I'm gonna do my watch along tomorrow for a college football game. And as of right now, I am leaning towards the Auburn Oklahoma game. I think it'll be at 3:30 Eastern. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Pull up if you want. We ain't got to talk football. You can talk UFC. I'm always down to talk that. If you want to talk football, we can talk that as well. But yeah, I'll definitely be doing a watch along for that tomorrow.
Cool. So for me, I mean, obviously I got those slide rankings out. I had the flyweight and the bantamweight and the featherweight one will be coming out. I did that with Fight Night Frankie. So that one will be coming out probably tomorrow. And then next week, the lightweight one with Rambling Dad will come out.
Okay.
So yeah, hopefully y'all jump in there and let's have some arguments.
Definitely. Definitely. It's always a good time.
Absolutely. Cool. So yeah, so Grimy, Hank, Lazy, who
The
else?
usual suspects.
Yeah, the usual suspects, man. Appreciate y'all jumping in here. Next week is kind of fluid. We'll see which day we land on because I may have to shift it again because of father duties, but we'll see. But we will be back tomorrow, back next week, 100%, 100%. And you got is Contender Series. Is this the last week next week?
No. I think we just have done 6, and I think it's 10 total weeks. So we got a few more weeks of Contender Series. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you're doing watch along for that one on Tuesday, right?
Absolutely. I got to do that, bro. That's like the best thing about the Tuesdays, man. You got to pull up for Contender Series.
True. Cool. I mean, yes, Hank, you are definitely a usual suspect, 100%. But all right, so until next time, man, we'll catch y'all later.
Peace.
Thanks for watching Crosswalk. Make sure to come back next Tuesday to chop it up.
So please sa whatever